down both Penta and FlipSid, it would really solidify them as a very strong European presence. I mean, it's notoriously one of these two teams knocking them out in the past, but now, as we go into it, this is their opportunity to show us what they're made of.
Well, they've only been with the ESC Gaming organization for 2 weeks, and I think already they're going to be delighted with their results. But now we're back into game, and things are already setting off. ESC on the attack as the blacklist, and of course, global risk side for FlipSid on the defense. Phil, how do you see this one going? We didn't actually get scores in there.
Well, yeah, I'll quickly chuck it out. I'm going to go for FlipSid, and I'm going to go 10-5. I do think this is going to be a lot closer. The one thing that I will say, though, is just the positioning. I'm really enjoying to see what's going down, and Scorps has faced his number in round number 1, as we do see that sniper battle.
That is interesting. That is interesting. That's exactly what we were talking about at the start, Kyle. Let's get a prediction off you quick.
I'm going to have to go with 10-6 in favor of FlipSid.
10-6 in favor of FlipSid. So both of you going FlipSid, no surprises there. And just giving them that little edge. Well, it is 4 apiece, and it looks like A-Long may well be the position of choice. And why not? Once FaZe is down, once that sniper's down, A-Long definitely opens up for you when you got your scope.
And A-Long was actually where Creeds was kind of finding his home. That's what I was looking for. Where was he going to find himself? And he has moved away from it for now, but he was just behind those boxes at the top, and it looks like they're predicted wrongly here. And we do see Scorps again picking up another kill with that AWP. Seven's going to answer with an AK.
That's an interesting opening, Scorps. That's a confident start from him. Getting a quick double in the first round. That's going to maybe set out the stall for ESC there. Now we see the bomb plant going in. So post plant set up, retake chance here. And we're seeing Flex in a perfect position. Gets the spray into Creeds. Creeds taking out the majority of the damage there. Flex gets himself tucked away, but gets picked off on the side. The 7th flank is perfect. Gets in and around it. Flex is in. Talk between a rock and a hard place. Had to back away from one, but just backs straight into Creeds there with the deagle. In the end, a fantastic retake from FlipSid there, using every angle.
Yeah, that was very well played from 7 as well. I think 4 players all in a gunfight. He just kind of came in, sweeped up a few kills, and Creeds finalized it as well. But FlipSid take round number 1 and start strong here. And this is aggressive.
Oh, it's going to be a long A challenge. They're already going straight out. They're flashed out. That was going to be Creeds. He was caught out, and Scorps and Flex get themselves a quick early double, giving it a 5-on-3 advantage. Now, can they hold this advantage? That's the question. Snox was absolutely magnificent on this map earlier on against Super Valiant, which was in the Vici Gaming finals. I'm thinking all back to long time ago, before the ice, before the snow. ESC, 5-on-3. FlipSid. Just taking the time. Now it's actually a good rotate here. I think is it FaZe? No, it's Snox that's up there in 1-on-3. And now he's backing away, having to use just about every grenade in his hands to try and cover it off. But this rotates. So while they had this big advantage early on there, 5-on-3 position, they kind of second-guessed themselves. They have the long A taken. Kyle, why are they doing this?
I think ESC, they're kind of just psyching themselves out a little bit. They're trying to be careful, and it's almost a little bit too careful, but now it seems that they've actually forced a little bit of an over-rotation as well, but they do have to be careful as Snox is trying to work a flank already here.
I think as well, one thing I would have loved to have seen is when they got those first 2 picks is push up. You know, make that your game. You set the pace, and they didn't. They backed off, and they gave a chance to, of course, FlipSid. It is still a 3v4. Scorps is low, but the favouring team is definitely ESC right now.
Well, I don't know. Oh, well, now I do. Lion just caught them both lined up. I was just about to say, they've actually kind of backed into a 3-man stack of FlipSid there, and it could certainly have gone the other way, but ESC, Lion got a little lucky there. Caught them both with the line-up and got the quick double. So, all square, 1 apiece. Something that ESC could not do on port.
Yeah, and I really like Scorp's position in that last round. Even though all of the action was set towards B, he knew that there were still rotations coming off of A, so he just sat in that A-long position and called and communicated for his team. And when you have low HP like that, it's all about abusing your position to gain a bit of an advantage. But right now, it is going to be FaZe who challenges and wins this time around.
Yeah, for the first time as well. FaZe was caught down A-long last time, but this time, it's going to be advantage FlipSid, and let's see how that plays into ESC. They're not going to have that opening pick advantage. Now they're not going to have the man advantage. Let's see if they second-guess themselves. They started to read so well against Penta. And not only not second guess, they were committed and running as a team. This time they've gone for a 2-2 split. They're going to go 2 down A long, 2 over at B. Just try and keep FlipSid guessing.
Nartex is pushing forward. He's going to find one. That's the first to go down for FlipSid. Now in a 4v4, but don't forget, Nartex and Lion both low individually on their health, and we're going to see Flex just trying to take control now. But this is the decision that they need to make. 60 seconds left on the clock. What's the next move? Frag's going out. I think FaZe may have just spotted him, actually.
That was right, dunked on his lap. Nartex takes down Creeds as well. That's going to put FaZe low. Spotted out. Nova, got to realize there's one to the right. His teammates surely would have called it. Dennis is going to try and go for the rotate, and he's got himself in a great position, coming through behind them, trying to get in towards that quick catwalk position. Dennis pushes through the smoke. It's a risky move, and he caught straight into line. There's the flash grenade that should have came earlier. It comes out of FaZe. FaZe not able to find the lucky shot there as he tries a hop, skip, and a jump over. And now Snox and FaZe, they know exactly where they are, but they're pinned. They're pinned, they can't do anything about it. Flex has their number. Every time they keep trying to push on through, they didn't expect a second there. Lion just gets caught with his pants down. Can't find the second though. They do eventually close it out. FlipSid, they were kind of in an awkward situation there. They couldn't get the flank on. And instead, they were just trapped in the doorway there, trapped in the window.
Yeah, bit of an awkward position for them, but well played there for ESC. And now we see again aggressive push onto A long. No one defending from A in particular. Of course, number 2 being Creeds. He was finding himself there. But this time they're going aggressive on the defense as well. This is something that, you know, we're used to seeing in the old FlipSid.
Yeah, and right now it's just a situation where they need to tie this up quickly. But ESC, once they get that bomb down, they've had so much success setting up on their post plants that FlipSid, they really need to try and make the impact early in the round, which is why I think they've gone for this more aggressive approach this time around.
Well, Dennis is going to go for the flash and peek. It's Nova that was around there, just got a full body look at him and gives the call out. FaZe, buddy. Can I have some sniper fire? And that's exactly what he receives, and that causes a problem. Long 8 no longer in their control. Nartex rotating around, finds himself in open play, but Snox is not having any of it. Knows that Nartex is there, goes looking for the challenge and gets himself a second headshot. Back to back, it leaves Flex and Scorps all alone. They're on the rotate, they were coming back around to B-side. That was against the runner play, and they're still going to find Snox sit ready and waiting.
We are going to see here a very difficult position for ESC. And again, for me, this is just a matter of time here. 60 seconds left. Flex or Scorps needs to go huge. Scorps, of course, still rocking the AWP. However, all 5 members still alive here. And that's going to be AWP v AWP. FaZe versus Scorps. No one tagging each other just yet. 45 seconds left on the clock here. The charge is going to come in. And surely they're going to be put down.
Nicely covered off there, FaZe, who was in a tricky situation, and the flashbangs from his teammate helped out. Scorps does pick off Creeds, though. So the first pick for ESC finally comes, and Scorps is going to have to get another 4 of those if they're going to try and win the round out. 25 seconds, they're in an awkward situation where they're split off. You can see FaZe is about to get challenged out, pushing through the double doors, and Scorps manages to come out on top. It was 7 that was picked off, so Scorps is on a bit of a hot streak here as he comes in towards Catwalk. Dennis, is he going to be caught unawares? Comes around the back of him, not quite in the right time. Scorps now in trouble, and Dennis gets himself a quick pick at the end. 2-2 all square.
That was a big round for FlipSid, and I think that was a much needed round as well. You know, the difference between tying things up in round number 4 or going 3-1 down can be very crucial going into that kind of next stage.
If the synergy was just a little nicer from ESC, that could very well have gone their way, because that was a real awkward situation. If Scorps would have just been a couple of footsteps more, he would have found the back of Dennis, and suddenly that's down from a 5-on-2 to a 1-on-2.
Yeah, and so far it seems like ESC, they're not fully in sync ever until that bomb goes down. Something just seems to click once they get that bomb down, but if FlipSid can realize that and prevent those plans, I think they could put themselves in a position to start and run away with this one a bit.
I'm thinking about, obviously, that pre-game interview. They said they lost 10-0. They didn't get 1 bomb down, he said, or maybe 1. And now they're getting the bomb down more frequently. They're picking up rounds. I think that is exactly what they need to do. They need to pick up a couple of kills, trades, maybe, and then go for that bomb plant. We're talking about trades. That's going to be 2 at either side here. Seven's going to take damage. Nartex puts him to bed, and now a 2 versus 3. Creeds and Dennis have it all to do.
This is a very tough retake as well. Scorps, you can see sitting in mid. He's giving the overwatch effectively on them. Creeds has managed to slip his way through, though. So, got to be careful. Got to give his timing. He's got his teammate with him now. Dennis joins alongside him and has retake position. They haven't got the bomb down just yet, which is why we're seeing FlipSid a little hesitant. Has to push on through. Scorps, he's going for the full wraparound. He's not really going to be in play for this one unless he continues on the rotate. FlipSid second guessing themselves. Now they're thinking, is the plant coming? But look at this. We can see the positioning. They've gone for the full rotate. They realized they had B under control, and that's going to make the retake even harder for FlipSid.
35 seconds left on the clock here, and we're going to see things even up very, very soon. That's if we can see FlipSid take someone down. Flex and Nartex still yet to even be tagged here.
He knows where he is. Dennis is in trouble. Dennis is going flanked from both sides. Gets one, can't get the other. He had to go aggressive there, but really, really nicely played from ESC there. A great attack, and they are carving FlipSid open right now. This is a very different game from the first one.
Yeah, and looking at it so far, I think it just has to do with, I don't think Creeds has really found his anchor position yet on the map. I was expecting him to more anchor towards B, but he seems to just be roaming towards A and getting caught quite a bit. And I think ESC is abusing the fact that they don't have that solid anchor to B.
Well, we're seeing the fast play. This is what ESC did well. This is what FlipSid countered so well. But this time around, they're being caught unawares. They have carved straight into sight. They've got the plant down. It's a 5-on-3, make it a 5-on-2 retake position here. Creeds, it's A, he can't find his position. He's in a real tricky situation. Seven pushes through. He's got himself 2. Creeds gets 1 as well. It's suddenly from a 5-on-2 to a 3-on-2. Now, they're together. They need to flank around. They've still got time, 20 seconds on the clock, but they need to get tracking. Creeds is going to push on through. They're both on the left-hand side as he tries to walk through. It's a real solid defense. Scorps gets, I think that was a double lined-up single shot. I'm pretty sure it was. Gets them both down. 4-2 to ESC. Who the hell saw this coming?
None of us, that's for sure. You know, it's definitely not over by all means, but FlipSid needs to change something about their game. And I tell you what, FaZe taken down within the first 15 seconds. Flex finds the second. We've seen the third fall. And there is number 4, Dennis. I know you're good, but you're up against 5 of hot ESC. That win over Penta has given him the fire.
Flex has a fire in his belly right now. He just piled through, picked himself up a quick triple. Scorps is untouchable right now, 9-3 for him. At the moment, FlipSid are struggling to defend here. 5-2. They're already looking a great first half. Kyle, what on earth has happened to FlipSid?
I think FlipSid, they just have no fluidity on their rotations. They seem to just give up a site, and then from that point on, the round just seems to be lost. But ESC, on top of that, have had phenomenal entry fragging from almost everyone on their roster. It's just been a complete turnaround from what we saw earlier in the day, and I think that urgency that they have brought to the table has got them this far so far, but it's not over yet. FlipSid, they still have a chance to attack afterwards, even if the half doesn't go their way.
They're playing like a team that has nothing to lose, and they don't. That's just it. They're coming into this one as rank underdogs. Everybody expecting FlipSid to go through. FlipSid playing with nerves now, and understandably so. They do get themselves 2 frags. Back and forth, though. Scorps finally taken down, but look at that. Mid-challenge, Lion and Nartex just piling on through. FaZe is suddenly finding himself in that locked-out position, stuck in the window. Nova knows he's there. He comes piling through, but he comes straight into the bullets of Nova, and suddenly it's 6-2. This is starting to go out of control for FlipSid.
Yeah, it really is. I think you hit the nail on the head there. It is getting out of control. You're letting rounds slip away, which you shouldn't. And in all honesty, you've got to take your hats off to ESC, because I mean, yes, I don't think FlipSid are playing their best game, but ESC just to, you know, kind of seem to have learned. When I heard the pre-game interviews, like, yeah, we've learned, we've changed, I was like, really? You know, you played 1 game in a tournament, how much can you learn? But they have changed their whole mindset. You know, the way that they're playing here is fantastic. They're
committing to the sights. Snox once again under pressure here. They've decided to go and stack out mid and maybe try and challenge out FaZe. FaZe just around the side there now. Is he going to pop out? He hasn't given his position away just yet. We'll hear them. Misses his first shot. Catches, spins around, gets himself a second and a third headshot with the Deagle. Magnificent stuff. A little bit of supreme action coming out of FaZe. And that was looking like a dangerous round for them that suddenly turns with a flick of a switch.
Well, could that be the turning point is my question. Can that be the momentum change that says, you know what, FlipSide, we're still in this. We can take this. Because that, for me, was not only a must-win round, but that could be a big momentum switch.
Yeah, and looking at the score, it's actually a pretty standard score on Black Widow. 6-3 or 5-4 in favor of the Blacklist is actually very, very common. So FlipSide, they're definitely in a situation where they could bring this one back. It might not be quite the 10-6 I was thinking, but they still have a solid chance to bring this back. But they definitely have to start that second half on the right foot.
Yeah, nervy round there. Just a little bit of play coming out of phase to stop it running away from them at 7-2. So 6-3. First half score. FlipSide chose to go global risk first. They wanted to see what they were going to be up against. And now they know. The marker is down. 6-3. Can they turn it around? As you say, this first round is going to be vital. Let's see how it goes, Phil.
Well, kicking things off straight away. Look at the aggression of the defense here. This is coming from ESC. This is what I like to see. And they're pushing them back. They're not giving anything away. It's going to be Scorps with that AWP as well. We saw 7 take damage, but all 10 players still battling it out here. And then push them back here. I like that from ESC.
FaZe going roaming. This is what we knew from him before. And he's roamed straight into Scorps. Scorps has so far had his number in this map. Creeds, if he peeks through this doorway, Flex is ready and waiting. Flex was magnificent in the first defensive round. ESC just staying disciplined, not going looking for the frags is exactly what they need to do. They had a good read on Penta on their defensive side of Ankara. Came out on top 5-4 in that game. Had very good rotations and very good retakes, more importantly, which they may well require here. FlipSide starting to stack out and build up for the attack.
Right now, it's definitely an interesting change coming out from FlipSide as well. 7 bringing out that sniper, I think, could make a huge impact here. I know Black Widow in sub-base on the maps, he usually likes to bring it out on. But right now, more than ever, he's going to have to hit a pick with that low HP especially. Could be a huge turnaround for the round if they can make that happen. But Lion, he's in such a great position here.
Good position, does damage, but he's going to fall first. Answered back, though, and Creed with a second. Snox is going down. That's a triple that comes in for ESC. Dennis does bite back with 1, but he's got 3 more to go. And by all means, this should be another round. I tell you what, you don't want a frag in your hand when he sees another player. He shouldn't be given the opportunity. He won't be given the opportunity. Flex pounced on that.
I think he went for the reload. I think he like the reflex,
I think he did.
Reflex went for the reload. I swear to start to see the animation there. But 7-3, ESC do pick up the first defensive round. That is going to give them such confidence there. I think 7 picked up FaZe's rifle, actually, but they're going to challenge out straight in mid. They're going straight out there. Lion gets himself 1. This is a challenge they can't take right now, and they can't afford to lose anymore. Quickly, Snox pops around. He goes down to Scorps, and this is starting to tumble a little out of control. 4-on-3, ESC advantage as Creed tries to slow things down and recover the bomb from mid.
What a turn of events we're seeing here. Only a couple of hours ago, we were seeing a 10-0 victory for FlipSide. If you guys missed that one at home, it was such a one-sided affair. It was almost unenjoyable to see happen. But this game in particular, ESC are coming back, and they're coming back with a vengeance. They're in a 3 versus 2 position, a 7-3 up in this best of 1. 3 rounds away from taking this. 90 seconds left on the clock. Creed's is low. But 7 is in a position where he could find 1. He has been spotted, and that's going to be Nortex versus Creed's, and a snapshot comes on. Now 7 left in a 1v3.
Really awkward moments here. Nartex takes him down. 8-3. You were talking about a 6-3 scoreline being fairly standard, but when you lose the first 2 rounds, this is suddenly worrisome for FlipSide. Now is the time to show their experience, the grind they've had. They're going to be challenged at long. There's going to be 7 that will come out on top. He gets the pick on Scorps. So, Scorps down. He's been causing him so many problems, but already instant reaction. Flex takes him down on B.
Pick 1 up as well, and that leaves only 3 remaining on ESC.
B-side's open.
This is a round where you've got to think for FlipSide. They need to get some momentum behind them to take this. They need 7 rounds. ESC.
Nova's on a really good rotate. He's coming right around the back of him. You can see Nartex is slowing them down a much. The question is, will they cover off? Yes, they are. There's a man covering the backside. It is going to be 7. He finds Nova, and that should be the round now going their way. Lion, the last man standing, and What an important round, because one more and it will be match point for ESC. FlipSid are going to have to do this time and time again.
And right now, it's definitely a situation where I think they need to go even more aggressive. We saw a little bit of a hint of it in that round, but they really need to do exactly what was done to them on their defensive half and force the early map control and really make defense. Oh,
wow.
What a shot there to start this one off. FaZe just not winning the engages here.
He's not even getting a chance to go for the engage.
I'm just so shocked that, you know, we saw so little from Scorps, and then we're seeing so much of him in this game. 5 frags already to his name, and it doesn't look like he's stopping anytime soon.
Well, clearly a map that favours ESC. They seem so confident on this map, whereas FlipSid, maybe because they've just banged it out so many times, they've not been practicing it. Who knows? We thought that maybe they would have in China, but it doesn't seem to be working out their favour at the moment. 8-4 the score. ESC with a man advantage, just one round away from match point, and maybe a giant final against Super Valiant. We should mention the money that's up for grabs for these guys as well. It's $15,000 for total prize money, $7,000 to the winner. So this is a really big chance here. But Creeds and Seven even things up and make it into a 3-on-3. And it's still a sticky situation, but Flex and Scorps are low on health.
Low on health indeed. You can see 3 players all pretty low, but the one thing that you can give to FlipSid right now is not only Seven, Snox are still fighting fit, and he's going to tag one up. That's Nartex. Very important gunfight. Creeds gets the better of him, and you can see 1 player, in fact 2 players, running away, almost a little bit scared there, and with 50 seconds, rightfully so. Scorps and Flex need to pull off something pretty special here.
Yeah, Scorps hoping someone goes looking for the frags, and it may well happen that way, but you can see 1 shot, 1 kill is all he needs, but Snox will find him. It's 8-5. FlipSid get themselves another round on the board, but that was an edgy situation. That was from a 5-on-3, I believe it was. They managed to bring that back, so decent round for FlipSid. They need more of those, though. They need to start getting the ball rolling. We're going to see 1 challenge out. It's going to be Dennis that goes looking towards long, and he's coming straight into a shooting gallery. He gets a little flash out, though, and backs away, so just straight distracted play. This is exactly what you talked about, Carl, that Penta weren't doing.
Yeah, and right now it's FlipSid, though, doing a good job of adjusting to the plays they've seen thrown at them from ESC. They expected that long push this time around, and they actually put their focus towards B as soon as they realized that 3A long push was coming in once again. And now it's a situation where ESC, they're going to have to adapt here and try and hold this in a possible 4-on-2 here over towards B.
Well, this is going to be a big engagement over at boxes, and we're going to see 2 fall. That goes to FlipSid, though. And again, this could be the turning point. We saw the momentum change for FlipSid. The next kill is vital, and it's going to go towards Dennis now, a 4v2, but keep your eyes over on that HP of Snox and Creeds.
Yeah, look at their nades. The nades could come in and end things. Snox and Creeds both low. Scorps, don't do it, Creeds. Don't do it, Creeds. It'll be a mistake. Getting looking towards it. Just going to get a peek around. FaZe finds himself 1. Scorps is full hit point. Spins around, finds FaZe. 7 taken. Just a little tap on him. That's going to be the headshot onto him. And now Snox and Creeds are on next to nothing. Scorps also pretty low, but just needs a little breath of fresh air, and he could take them down. 7 seconds on the bomb. I don't think he's out of time. He's out of time. He won't get in there. FlipSid will pick it up. And now we're into an 8-6 position. FlipSid clawing their way back into this one from an 8-3 situation. 3 rounds going their way.
Yeah, this is definitely not over by any means. 8 rounds for ESC here, but we're getting the momentum that is FlipSid. Could we be seeing back-to-back rounds for these boys? Don't forget, map 1, when these guys played, it was 10-0. It was a very, very dominating map, but of course we have changed that. It was on port. This is on Black Widow. And from what I've seen so far, ESC have been that better team. They've been the one that have been a little bit more set up, and the trades have been coming in nicely.
Flex got himself in a great position here to land that nade. He's been caught a couple of times, flashed out, unable to help his teammate that's been with him. But they have been taking names over on B site. Giving FlipSid pause for thought there as Snox took a big chunk. But there's the flashes. They try and go for the breach, and it's not worked out for them this time. They've been counter-flashed, and it's kind of worked out. Scorps got himself 1. Flex picks up a double, making a triple. And they've just absolutely ground FlipSid down to nothing. Match point for ESC.
Wow, that was That's a one-sided round to say the least here, but the one thing it does do is it gives ESC the chance now not just to end it, they've got a couple of rounds to play around with here. I'm sure they want to do this in just one. 9-6 the current scoreline. They do take this next round, they'll find themselves in the grand final versus Super Valiant, the Chinese squad, which have looked so dominant. But just the sheer courage that these guys are showing to come back from not only a 10-0 loss, but taking down one European squad, which is Penta. Now they're looking for FlipSid.
You know, the danger is they've got this buffer now, 3-round buffer, where they could just go aggressive if they need to, but Scorps finds the opening pick on Snox, and that's one of the openers down, giving FlipSid some problems. Dennis trying to probe and look. Flash thrown from 7 to try and distract as much as they can, and it's looking like another B hit, and this is where it backfired so horribly wrong, and you can see just a flash out of place can cost you. Creed's though, brilliant, just pops in and out, takes down Flex, and Flex has been the main danger for them. Lions is still over there though, he's got to get through, gets himself one on Nartex, and now the sight open up. Scorp's getting a little peek through the window, he can't manage to find the frags. Flash comes in, Lion gets caught out in the smoke, down. Are they going to try and delay? They have to wait for that smoke to clear. Scorps don't challenge yet. The rest of his team can't come through. There go the nades. They're going to try and look. Plant hasn't quite gone in there. Scorps pops up. Can't quite land that shot. That was so close to catching FaZe off guard as they still keep trying to pile through. Bomb plant down, Phil.
30 seconds left on the clock, and we're going to see a 4v3. Creeds and FaZe are low here, but they need to act, they need to push, but they can't do it single-handedly. First entry is going to be Lion. He looks left and right. 7 has his number. Dennis puts one to bed, and now Scorps is the third to fall. Oof. We see another round go to FlipSid. That was touch and go.
That was touch and go, yeah.
that sniper, if that connected, that would have been a whole different story.
Well, Scorps could have changed that a couple of times. I mean, he did get the opening frag. It was looking so delicate on the edge there. FlipSid now still trailing. Match point. FaZe just gets very lucky there. Scorps didn't have his scope ready. Got the peek, got a clear vision of FaZe, and FaZe just maybe that's the little bit of luck that FlipSid need, because that is absolutely what they need right now to take this game to overtime.
See things slow down a little bit here with 2 minutes left on the clock. I'm looking at that top left engagement. 2 and 5 v 1 and 5. We see Flex and Nartex. I think it's going up against Creeds and FaZe over here at boxes. No one able to make that first pick yet, as we finally see one player just edging themselves around. Scorps, you're scaring me right now. You're in the open. FaZe drops down and he's put away that sniper. He's brought out the AK and he still gets that first pick.
Yeah, jump and stun, I think, catching him off guard. He got away with it the first time. This time he makes it count. So man advantage, they can start to play the numbers game, working in their favor. Nova creeping his way through mid. Could try and get the float around, but that's going to be Nartex and Flex going down. B-side is open. Flex try and pushes through, but 7 helped out there. They push through. It's 9-8. I think we're going to go the distance here.
The momentum is definitely with FlipSid.
Yeah, right now I'm definitely considering overtime as pretty much how this is going to go at this point. FlipSid, they've definitely flipped the switch, and now the picks are going completely in their favor. And Snox, he picks up the double kill to start it off, but it's looking like we may be going into OT now.
Yeah, FaZe kind of ran straight in. Lion and Nartex, the last two standing. So 4 on 2 to try and rescue this game from overtime. It was looking so good for ESC at the time, but momentum definitely been the way of FlipSid over the last, 6 or 7 rounds. Back and forth we go. FlipSid, they might be able to pick themselves one off there if they don't look to the side. FaZe,
it's in the middle.
I'm pretty sure they just passed each other by. They did. There's FaZe in the corner. Does get himself a 1-for-1 trade, but that's perfect because it now leaves Lion in a 1-on-3 with the plant down. Almost certainly, unless we see a magnificent play from Lion. We're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 9-9.
The great thing about that play in the middle as well was, yes, he traded out, but it left them with the intel of exactly where he was. They knew exactly where he was. They knew the timing of how long it would take him to get there if he went catwalk or whichever way. That was fantastic. And I've got to say, FlipSid, the composure that they've shown to get back into that game was fantastic, to say the least. And it wasn't, at the half. Kyle pointed out that was quite a normal scoreline. It was those first 2 rounds that they lost.
Yeah, it went
On the
8-3.
attack, yeah.
8-3. They were 2 rounds from victory, 2 rounds from an absolute shocking upset here. They could have been facing Super Valiant in the finals. But then they took it to 9-6 as well. Match point with 3 rounds to go. You're still looking pretty good. And I was just wondering, maybe they're going to throw the dice and just go for one of those quick, aggressive plays and maybe just push out. But instead, they stuck to the tried and tested. But the problem is, FlipSid had already unlocked that key and they'd already figured out what the tried and tested was.
Yeah, in that situation, I think it would have been so beneficial to try a risky play there and go for the aggression on the side of ESC, but I think they just got a little bit too nervous that they didn't want to give up a round by making a risky play, but in the end, it may have gotten them there, but now they're going to have to fight it out in overtime.
Yeah, they need to reset their minds. You saw head in hands at the end there, and that's just something they can't do. They can't afford to mentally get in on themselves, you know. Back to the start, back to the drawing boards. It's going to be an MR3 as we move in to overtime. This time ESC going to be starting out on the defensive side of the global risk. I'm going to assume, yes, they will be. And we're back to normal. Now, they have to just think, okay, we need a round here. We need a round on global risk. They can't afford to let the game steam out of control for FlipSid.
I think this is very good news for FlipSid, though. They can not only take the lead here, but to kind of come back, it's playing on ESC's minds. You know, the players individually, they'll be thinking we had this, it was in the bag, we had 3-4 rounds to throw around with, and they literally threw them away. And you can see just how tense the players are. That little peek from either side. And you do see here, Creed's maybe the first to fall. No, answers back. Flex is going to go down here. And that is fantastic stuff for FlipSid.
Got a little looker there, I felt. Nartex is also alongside him. Lion was going a little too aggressive and got caught napping by FaZe. Nartex will go down. Scorps, well, he had some heroic plays in the first half and the second, but this is going to be FlipSid's first round, and the momentum definitely swinging their way. ESC gotta just regroup themselves. It's such a short time in between the full time and overtime. They need to show some mental fortitude, and maybe, you know, this team that's only been in the organization for 2 weeks, they've had a lot of roster shuffles, showing some great potential, no doubt about it, but FlipSid starting to show their experience here.
Yeah, and then pushing out there, you could see what Snox was doing. He was just giving himself a bit more time, going, hey, Creeds, Dennis, you want to come over here, finish this guy off? He does do in great fashion. That's going to be the first round on the board to FlipSid. You see that 10-9 now, of course. MR3. FlipSid looking to put themselves a spot in that grand final.
They can't afford to lose the opening pick like they did. That's exactly how it's going to work out. Well, it was a 1-for-1. Flex finally comes out on top. Going to spin around. Snox challenging out, but Scorps comes through with a deagle, and Flex arrives, and this could be the big round that they require. 7 and FaZe all the way challenge. Goes managed to get himself the shot through. Lucky for Nova there that he didn't get the quick double. Looked like the double headshot certainly could have happened, but Flex, Scorps, and Lion. Scorps on, I believe, 1 hit point. I don't think there's anything left in the locker for him, but FaZe do not write this man off. Doesn't have the bomb at the moment. 2-0 already, you can see in overtime. And unarguably the star of FlipSid.
It's going to be very, very difficult for FaZe. You've got to point out again, Scorps, you know, you breathe on him and he goes down. But Lion and Flex, they'll be wanting to trade this out. FaZe, he's going to reveal his location with that grenade.
Yeah, he spotted Flex. He spotted Flex, realized he was there. Just get a quick glimpse, and the nade traded back and forward. Gets a little glimpse again. Now, tricky position for him. He hasn't been defending this side. It's only been on attack, and it's an unorthodox way. But 54 seconds on the clock, still plenty of time. Lion just to the side. Now, obviously, we talked about Scorps. Scorps, it doesn't matter where he is. As long as he doesn't get hit, he has that scope ready and waiting to go. He knows Lion's down there, and I think FaZe has an inkling that there is 2 down in that corner. The bomb still has to pass on by. He does manage to get a glimpse, but Flex is there. And that is such an important round for ESC to pick up.
Okay, so going in to technically what is round 21 here. We're going the distance with these boys. An aggressive defense over on A-Long. They're going to be flashed and they're going to retreat. Nothing going to happen there. But yeah, just reflecting on that previous round, they had that bomb down. Really well played from ESC. A much needed round win. And now they can go into this with nothing to lose almost. You know, they snatch this away, they're in the driving seat.
Right now, ESC, they've turtled up once again, which is what sort of lost them those rounds towards the end of regulation here. I think FlipSid, they're doing a great job of controlling the map here. And Scorps, he's not going to be in a valuable position once the strike hits, but he's actually going to catch FaZe off guard. We got a little bit antsy there on Cats, so he may have a chance to capitalize on it now.
Oh, Nartex finds another. It's answered by Dennis, though. They're going to know that Lion and Flex are both here. It's their standard defensive positions. Flex just around the sideline, covering him off. The crossfire. Snox comes through. Dennis gets himself one. Now it's a 2-on-2 with sight out of their control. Snox doing a great job to open things up there. Dennis is kind of caught backing away there. His teammates is trying to watch the back door, but Dennis has to peek out. Scorps is trying to wriggle his way through. He's snuck his way in towards the corner, finds him in the stairs. They know where he is. They go for the brilliant double push, and it's 2-1 to FlipSid in the first half as we change rounds.
So 1 round away. However, we have I think something's starting anyway.
No, it's 2-1. They have to switch sides.
Yeah.
Get in there eventually. Have they color-coded their keyboards?
Yeah, I saw red, green, and blue. But then the other two were just lazy on the end. I think they just thought, it's not going to happen.
Thought they color-coded there. I guess the chromas they must have there. Looks like they have. Is that white maybe? Or is it just they're lazy? I don't know. I can't quite make it out in the distance. Yeah, you can't quite see the others. They've took them away. I wasn't sure if they were trying to make the Portuguese flag, but the problem is that Flex in the middle is from the Netherlands, so it's
like,
nah.
Sorry, guys, not going to happen.
So 2-1. I mean, we can't discount, and you said it during the commentary, ESC, you know, the round they won was when they went aggressive. They pushed, they caught them out, they caught FlipSid napping, and it worked out well for them.
Now I think that's going to be where they have to be dominant here. If they come out with the first round loss, I think FlipSid will just run away with it. But if ESC can establish that aggression early on in their attack, they may have a chance to still win this yet.
ESC have just checked long A and realized, hang on a minute, there's nobody here. Now that was where Scorps was winning the duel, so perhaps that's why FlipSid have made the adjustment on the defensive side. And you can see Scorps is lining up at the shots through the smoke, but nobody is there to answer this one because they did actually go for the double check in mid, where FlipSid have decided to stack themselves. Creed's in trouble here, that nade. Not going to quite find him though, will get him in the end. Bounced off the wall. Creed's, I thought he backed away far enough, but went straight back into it. Dennis with the shot, catching Flex in the cross there. Going to look around the second. Nova taken very low as well. Scorps is finally going to come around for the peak, but he's got to be careful he doesn't get caught with a tap. 7 was taken down by Nova though. So advantage ESC, 4-on-2. Great attacking first round here. Lion catches FaZe out, and this is all going ESC's way.
50 seconds left, and we're going to see another one go down. It's all up to Snox for FlipSid, and this is a very good round if you're an ESC fan out there. Scorps still alive and kicking with that up as well. We're going to spot him. One goes down. I think this should be a trade, but Snox is in a position where he can just bob and weave behind this. Not going to find that second.
He did. He got the second. He couldn't get the third in the end there, but close stuff. Wall square, 2 apiece. Of course, that ties the score 11-11, but it's 2-2 in overtime. That's what counts. I think we're going to see a double OT here, I reckon. We'll see whether FlipSid can pick themselves up a defensive round, because that's what ESC did. But now we're seeing ESC do what they did best on attack. Remember, they came out 6-on-3 as well. 6-3 on their attacking side. So both teams very good attacking halves. Can we see FlipSid set up? Look at this stack. Perfect. Ready and waiting to explode onto site.
They're going to go in, guns blazing, flashes as well. 2 kills go down. It is for Lion, a player which has been standing out in these later stages of the tournament. It's going to be answered back though by 1, and we're going to see Scorps, the sniper of the squad, go down. Flashes in their abundance here, but the bomb is down.
Creed's taking it. Nade only glanced off him, looked like it was going to be full in the face, managed to get away, out the way of it. Like you say, bomb down, 4-on-3 retake, really tricky situation. They've all got to come pushing through the smoke. Nobody's coming from the flanking position here, and it opens things up for Lion, who's got 4 in the round so far. Flex gets himself 1. ESC are 1 round away from victory.
Fantastic stuff, Lion. I mean, Kyle, Lion there, absolutely lighting up, nearly gets the ace, but for me, he's just been the shining star.
Definitely, he's such a key impact entry fragger, and I think if he can continue that for just 1 more round, They will be exactly where they want to be here, but flip side, we've seen what they can do when the pressure is on. ESC, they've got to try and hold this here.
They've slowed it down. Little stack at long A. And again, ESC probing and prodding, and it's been working well for them over at long A. It was obviously a B hit that just worked there. They've backed away. They triple stacked to long A. They smoked it up and they backed off. So trying to sell the fake to flip side. Are they going to go for it? Snox had gone quite aggressive along with FaZe. Trying to push on through. ESC at the moment in the driving seat, in their hands. One round from victory into the grand finals, a best of 3 versus Super Valiant. What an upset this would be. ESC, who went down 10-0 to FlipSide just this morning. Snox lines up, gets himself one headshot, looking for the second, can't find it, flashed out. Nova pushes on through. Deagle not working for FaZe. ESC piling onto site. Now they have control. Dennis is coming through, but this is a 4-on-3 retake, Phil, and this is surely ESC's favor.
Yep, get the bomb down, but now it's a 3v3. Creed's the new boy, has found one. It's all level, but you've got to break in. 60 seconds left to play with. No, make it 30 as that bomb is ticking here. Nova, Lion. Nartex is actually going to go down. That's going to be Dennis, and through the smoke, they'll be pushing through, but they're weak.
Nova and Lion. Lion's been superior, but he runs out of bullets. Disaster! Switches to the Deagle. It's a one-on-one. Lion takes it! Lion lands the shot. He's been magnificent for them, and ESC will reach the final against Super Valiant. What a magnificent turnaround as they take it 4-2 in overtime.
He ran out of ammo. He pulled out the pistol.
To the Deagle.
I mean, for a sec, let's just stop for a second and appreciate that. I mean,